Money for
Get on the
nothing.
WHIO payroll and win $1,000 of our money. Download the WHIO app or visit WHIO.com for full details. Now, back to America's most listened to talk lineup, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
What time is it?
Time for action.
Well, the radio is on.
I've been waiting all day.
It's go time.
That's the big thing today, radio.
Getting restless?
Speak into the microphone, squid friend.
Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
He's a little pretzel man. He's got his twisted pretzel hand. Pretzel hand. He's got his pretzel wife. He's loved all his pretzel life, and he's got himself a pretzel girl. The people brought him to their world. We watch them all twist pretzels, hand by hand. And if only we all lived in pretzel land.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. It's National Pretzel Day. So, do you like it soft or hard? The vast majority of the folks on my Facebook page say they like their pretzels soft, with lots of cheese, lots of mustard, in particular cream cheese. That seems to be the favorite. I would agree with that. I would agree that I much prefer soft pretzel over a hard, crunchy pretzel any day. One thing I always remember from my childhood, and I don't know if your school did this. I grew up in Beaver Creek, and our elementary schools did this back in the day. You'd have pretzel day. And it seems so crazy now, but you had to pre-order the pretzels. You had to tell your teacher, like on Monday or Tuesday, that on Thursday you won a pretzel. And then you had to pay ahead of time, if I recall. And it was like maybe 15 cents. So mom or dad would give you, here's a nickel, here's a dime, kid. Treat yourself. Get yourself a soft pretzel. Oh, wow. That takes me back. Tonight on the show, the live stream is up and running, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I guess there were some issues earlier with the service that we use connecting with Facebook, but it looks like it might be up and running now. Yeah, it looks like there are people there. So that's good. Tonight on the show, we've got, we got an Ohio woman we're going to get to here very shortly. Also, a hero of the week. And, from time to time, we talk about animals attacking. Lots of times we have stories. It's mostly like grizzly bears. We hear a lot of bear attacks. We have mountain lions. That's kind of I wouldn't say popular, but a frequent animal attack. Alligators, right? All kinds of reptiles and snakes. This is one tonight that I don't think we've ever talked about. A panda attack. A panda attack. So we're going to get to all of that. But first, let's get things going with Ohio Woman.
Ohio woman. Ohio woman. Ohio woman. Ohio woman.
Someone on the live stream in regards to National Pretzel Day just mentioned Auntie Anne's, I guess, out at the mall. At least it used to be. That was my first encounter with a pretzel dog. Oh, man. A roasted hot dog wrapped in a pretzel. Be hard to beat that. Well, here's our Ohio woman story, and I don't recall talking about this, though it seems like a story I would have mentioned when it happened. Maybe somebody remembers, but down in Cincinnati area, Hamilton County, Liberty Township, there was a woman there who owned a nail salon. There's nail salons all over the place. You see them all over. Well, this woman owned a nail salon, and at some point, she developed a grudge against a competing nail salon. And I would imagine it's cutthroat. I mean, you think about it, because there's so many, they're all trying to get a piece of the pie. And there's only so many people, so many women, and maybe some men too, but mostly women who are going to pay that kind of money to go get their nails done. My wife does her own nails because I insist. But a lot of women do. They go and they pay they pay big money, by the way. It's very, very expensive to go get your nails done. Well, this woman who owns this salon in, at least she did, down there in Hamilton County, she developed this grudge against another salon. So she, one of her employees, maybe another employee, I wasn't clear in the story whether it was the owner and two employees or the owner, an employee, and a sidekick. I'm not sure where it was or who she was, but they all conspired to do something about this competing nail salon. And the competing nail salon, the Bora Bora nail salon. I guess the other salon, the lady owned, that's gone now. But the Bora Bora nail salon, this is in Monroe. So they conspired to do something to this salon. So this is what they did. They came up with this plan that these three ladies, who are nail techs, I'm assuming, would build their own incendiary device. A bomb of sorts. So these three, they get together and they say, hey, let's build a bomb. Or let's build something that will cause a fire. So they put their heads together and they come up with a device. That at some point, this employee, and the thing that's interesting is the salon owner who sort of instigated this, who got these two other folks to sort of do the dirty work, she didn't have anything to do with planting the incendiary device. You guys take care of that, right? But anyway, these two build this device, and one of them makes an appointment at the salon to get a pedicure, but they both go. So while the one woman is there getting her feet worked on, the other woman, who apparently is carrying around a white bag of maybe like a book bag or something, she's just kind of, meandering around the salon. Nobody's really paying attention to her. She just looks like she belongs there. And by the way, this is all caught on security camera. She places the bag kind of hidden behind a desk. And they finish up their appointment and they leave. Well, a few hours later, one of the employees sees this bag and was like, well, what's in that bag? So she looks in there. There's the bomb. There's the incendiary device. So you can imagine a nail salon full of patrons panicking because there's a bomb of some sort in their building. So instead of calling the bomb squad, or the police, that would have been the thing to do. They discover it, but then they carry it out to the dumpster and they throw it in there. They throw it in the dumpster, like spit spot, not our problem, right? Well, a few minutes later, fire erupts, of course. You saw that coming. And the dumpster is going up in flames. So they call the fire department. The fire department comes out and they put out the fire. So they go back and they look at the video and they see these, not one, not two, but three Ohio women. Oh, they're on TV right now. In fact, on Channel 7 in here. Look at that. There they are. A couple of beauty queens. But anyway, they figure out who set the bag down with the incendiary device. During the investigation, cops found text messages on the suspects' phones revealing the plan, including the women building the device and using a remote ignition to detonate the device. That was the plan that evening. So they not only built a bomb, somehow they had the wherewithal to attach a remote ignition. Very MacGyver-like. I honestly don't expect something like that from nail techs. I mean, I'm not saying they ain't smart, But I'm just saying, how many nail techs know how to build a bomb with a remote detonator? I guess, though, with the internet, you can build anything now. Maybe that's what I should do. I should try to build my own flame-throwing robot dog. Save me $10,000. But anyway, the salon owner, the ringleader of the trio, pleaded guilty to the crime. Back in September of 2023 is when she pled guilty. And yesterday she was sentenced to 46 months in prison, which really, when you think about it, isn't that many years for trying to plant a bomb and blow up a nail salon. But that's what happened. So there you go. That's a kind of a crazy Ohio woman/women story for sure for your Friday evening. Also coming up on the show, what was it? Oh, I don't know if you heard Brittany Otto this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News with Jeremy Ratliff. Larry's on vacation. And they were talking about a pair of jeans that are now available for $600. $600 pair of jeans. And the best part, they're pee stained. So we're going to talk a little bit about that coming up. The WHIO payroll payout is back tomorrow. No, it's not. It's back Monday morning, 8 a.m. See, you put it right in front of me. I'll read it. Let me start that again. The WHIO payroll payout is back Monday morning at 8 a.m. You could win $1,000.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H. Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
All right, everybody. How you doing? We got a new producer training tonight, so I just had to tap the mic to make sure it was turned off. Otherwise, our conversation will go over the air. And it gets a little saucy in here sometimes. Hey, Cynthia. Hi, Leslie. Clinton, what's up? Hey, Ryan. Thanks for the tip on the National Pretzel Day. Usually I'm pretty good on that sort of thing, but today I had other stuff going on, and I didn't look at my calendar. Hey, Jeffrey. Hey, Josh. Hi, Cynthia. What's going on? Ashley. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hey, can you please make sure they say it slow and spell it out? I couldn't figure out the... Well, they're supposed to spell it out. I mean, I do it when I give the word on the eagle. Excuse me. It's pizza night. at our house, it's the third or fourth Friday in a row. And the pizza that we get, believe it or not, it's the Great Deals pizza or Great Values from Walmart. We are in love with those things. Holy cow. But we've limited our pizza intake to once a week. That is the rule. Because it wasn't always that way. Sometimes it was like, let's just go get a pizza. You know? What do you want? I don't know. Let's just get a pizza. We like it. I mean, you know, it's a frozen pizza. You know, it's not like going to a pizza joint and getting a hand-tossed, handmade pizza. But, you know, it's $5 too. Oh, beef stroganoff. Stroganoff. Slip. I love beef stroganoff. Yeah, great value.
Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
This guy was smart, sophisticated, professional. I mean, really, really great.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Tonight at my house, it's pizza night. And I only bring it up because my wife and I were having this discussion today. We have fallen in love with a certain brand of pizza. Now, let me just say this up front. This is not an endorsement. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not getting free pies, anything like that. Believe it or not, it is the Great Value pizzas at Walmart. They are spectacular. I think this is the third week in a row that we've had Friday night pizza night. And we've also limited it ourselves to one pizza per week. It was getting out of hand there for a while. What do you want? Pizza. Okay. Every day. Not every day, but we've loved them. The one that I really liked was the thin and crispy crust spinach Alfredo pizza. Oh, that's good. That's good. And here's the great part. They're $5. $5. So they're not bad. They're not bad. Menards also has a good frozen pizza as well. So just to give a little love to somebody else. Yeah. Hippie's looking at me like, Menards? Really? If you don't mind the sawdust, it's fine. No, they got a frozen food section. Yeah. Well, you got to check out Menards. Tell them I sent you. We have an idiot of the week.
You are a stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig!
Wake up, idiot! Silly dilly dokio. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Well, this morning, I was listening to Miami Valley's morning news, and Brittany Otto was talking about these designer, and I use the term designer loosely in air quotes, designer jeans, and they're made by Jordan Luca, which I guess is French, very fancy French jeans. But anyway, these came out, I guess, in the fall, winter of last year. But, sometimes these things take a while to get to America. But these denim jeans feature a dark stain in the groin area. And I saw pictures of this. And it really does look like the person wearing the jeans has wet themselves. And I thought, well, that can't be intentional. That can't be intentional. Just for whatever reason, they designed it this way. It can't be because they want it to look like somebody wet themselves. But then I saw a story that Justin Bieber was spotted maybe in the last year or so coming off a plane, and it looked like he had wet himself. And I thought, well, wait a second. Maybe it was intentional. Maybe this was the plan. What is that about? Maybe somebody knows. I don't expect any edgeheads to fork out the $608 for the jeans, but be on the lookout. If you go to trendy restaurants or trendy clubs or places like that, that person that you see wearing the jeans that looks like they may have wet themselves, they could be making a fashion statement.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Boot to the head.
I like the chocolate covered pretzels.
WHIO wants to put you on our payroll. It's the all-new WHIO payroll payout.
Money for nothing.
Get on the WHIO payroll and win $1,000 of our money. Download the WHIO app or visit WHIO.com for full details. Now, back to America's most listened to talk lineup, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Don't hesitate to call.
You call me? You better call me.
Damn it, get me a phone.
Call me on my radio.
I'm gonna call you.
You got him on the radio?
You won't make a simple phone call?
What is wrong with you?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Next Sunday night. Sunday. At Victoria Theater. It's May 5th, by the way. I'm going to be moderating an evening with Phil Rosenthal. He is a host of a TV show that's on Netflix called Somebody Feed Phil. He travels the world, meets unusual people, exciting people, interesting people, and then eats their food right out of the refrigerator. No, he tries all different kinds of cuisine and street food, and it's just really interesting. And he's got a terrific sense of humor. He came from television. He was the executive producer and creator of Everybody Loves Raymond. He produced Coach, the show Coach, and just a really interesting guy. Worked with Albert Brooks, worked with David Letterman, and of course Ray Romano. And he's just a real cool guy, and I enjoy his show. But he's going to be in town, and you can get ticket information on my Facebook page. There's a link, or you can go to DaytonLive.org. But it was confirmed today I'm going to be able to give away a couple of pairs of tickets next week. So that should be exciting. Once again, that's Phil Rosenthal, his 2024 live tour. Somebody Feed Phil at Victoria Theater downtown on May 5th. We have animals attacking.
There is a wild side to every animal.
Here's something you like when animals attack magicians.
Animals took revenge.
Animals attack!
Craziest animal attack story.
You're about to find out when animals attack.
Well, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. We have stories from time to time of animals attacking people. And we're not certainly making light of this, but it's just something that happens in the world, and you hear about it and you see videos of it and you think, oh my God, thank God I don't live there. We've had bear attacks. We've had lion attacks. We've had stories of rhinoceros attacks a week or so ago. I don't know if we talked about it. I think I was going to. Maybe we didn't get to it. There was a woman from the United States who was attacked by an elephant in Africa on a safari. These things happen from time to time, but this is one that we've not seen before, at least to my recollection. This happened in China at the Chongqing Zoo. The Chongqing Zoo. A zookeeper there was attacked by two pandas. You know those black and white cuddly little Oreo-looking bears that everybody just wants to cuddle with? No, they're not cuddly. They're bears. The video shows the female zoo worker walking inside the enclosure to feed the pandas when they charged toward her and knocked her on the ground. Shocked onlookers watched as she tried to beat back the pandas. She tried to fight them off. They overpowered her, pinned her to the ground, continued to climb over and bite and claw at her arms and legs and midsection. Holy cow. She fought back for about a minute and managed to get up as another employee rushed to give her aid. In that little clip, we have, this is the actual sound of a panda bear. And honestly, until we started talking about the pandas maybe a month or so ago, might have been a couple more months before that. I don't recall. Everything just kind of runs together. But this was the time when China called for their pandas back. They should have left them here, clearly. We didn't have any panda bear attacks, only when they went back to China. Both zookeepers managed to escape the enclosure and suffered only minor injuries in the incident. Authorities said that pandas are generally gentle and docile and rarely attack humans. Zookeeper must have said something, made some sort of comment about their weight. You know, people are sensitive, even bears. They've not said what caused the two young pandas to attack the zookeeper, but did say in that moment, pandemonium ensued. When asked, the zookeeper said the incident was really unbearable. You know what a panda's favorite food is? Panda cakes. Have we worn this out yet? I got two more. Oh, Ron, do you have one?
I don't know what happened in the show, but it's sheer pandemonium now.
I just used that joke. I just used the pandemonium joke. You must have had your headphones off.
I was working on some other stuff.
I got you.
Some craziness.
Hey, but while I got you, do you know why pandas hate selfies?
Why?
Because in the pictures they only appear in black and white. And the last one, what do you call a male panda?
What do you call a male panda?
Amanda.
Rest assured, I will not steal that one.
Yes. All right.
The other ones I may use, but that one.
Try to work them in tonight at home when you enjoying your Friday evening. We have Hero of the Week story. This is great.
You're a hero, man. A real hero.
He's a hero.
Now go be a hero.
You're a real hero.
Still my hero.
This unsung hero.
You're a hero, buddy.
Wow. The live stream. Here are the comments. Boo. Boo. That's pretty bad. Oh, Todd, that's enough. Someone throw a tomato. That one doesn't even make sense. Boo. And then a bunch of potato emojis. Or tomato. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's Friday. We're letting loose. Why not? This is a great Hero of the Week story. This happened in Wisconsin. There was a 14-year-old 8th grader who goes to a school called Glen Hills Middle School. And he's being hailed a hero after what he did on a school bus. So this 14-year-old kid was riding in the bus with 20 other students. And you know how kids are on the bus? They don't really pay attention to what's going on outside of the bus or with the bus driver unless they're getting yelled at, which happens from time to time. The kids are usually just kind of chatting with themselves, screwing around, doing whatever they do. Well, this 14-year-old noticed that the bus driver had sort of, she slumped over the wheel. slumped over the steering wheel, and he noticed that the bus was starting to veer onto the other side of the road. So this 14-year-old kid jumped out of his seat, rushed to the front of the bus, grabbed the steering wheel, and guided the bus towards the curb, to get it on the right side of the road. Then somehow he managed to hit the brakes. And I've often thought about this because it from time to time you see it in a movie. It's like when you've got a bus driver in a bus seat and they're strapped in and the bus is rolling, it's driving down the road and something goes wrong. Imagine how do you control that? If you are a hero like this kid and you jump in and try to steer it, you're not necessarily going to be able to hit the brake. The person is strapped in the seat. It's not an easy situation to deal with by any stretch. But somehow he managed to do it. He hit the brake, but didn't know how to put the bus in park. So he hit the brake and then he turned the wheel, and I guess he held it there until they could, get help. Somebody on the bus had their phone, called 911, and emergency workers showed up. While they were waiting for the emergency crew to show up, the bus driver regained their consciousness and contacted the bus dispatcher, who sent another driver to finish the route. And school officials praised the 14-year-old for saving the 20 students and the bus driver. That's pretty cool. Now, they didn't say why the bus driver, lost consciousness. That would be interesting to know as well. But way to go, guy. I mean, he's 14 years old, 8th grader. And, I saw a quote from his dad I'm assuming when something like that happens, they're going to call the parents and say, hey, your kid just did this, right? But the way it was written in the article that I saw, it didn't appear as though the kid told his dad until he got home. It's like, hey, Dad, how was school today? Well, I saved 20 people's lives. What? No big deal. No big deal. But that's a good story, a good hero of the week. Coming up, we've got an Ohio man story. We've got one of Simpsons characters died. Yeah, people are pretty upset about it. They really are. So we're going to talk about that as well. The WHIO payroll payout is back Monday morning, 8 a.m. You can win $1,000.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Kevin, I was thinking that perhaps it was a publicity stunt by the Jack Black contingent for the new Kung Fu Panda. They're too different.
Warmer temperatures but gusting winds this weekend. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
He's a Ohio man, causing chaos is his plan. Breaking all the laws, on the run from dusk to dawn.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Well, we had an Ohio woman story earlier. Actually, 3 women, a trio, if you will, of Ohio women in cahoots. This one, it's just a single guy, a single dude, and it happened up in the Columbus area. Columbus police say they arrested a man after he punched the window out of a school bus. So we just had the story about the hero kid who stopped the runaway school bus when his bus driver collapsed on the wheel there in Wisconsin. That's great. Now this one's, kind of the opposite end here. The man was arrested, accused of punching the window of a school bus full of children in Franklin County earlier this week. Deputies say on Tuesday they responded to the reports of a road rage incident involving a school bus and another car. According to deputies, the school bus driver reported that she honked at a driver who cut her off. Apparently, the bus or the car was sort of driving erratically and cut off the school bus. So the bus driver gave him a toot, a little lay on the horn. And we've talked about this before too. Like anymore, cops tell you that if you want to stay out of road rage incidents, don't honk your horn. You can't do that anymore. And I remember us having a discussion as to the kind of honks. If you are going to honk, like beep beep, is that okay? Or that could get you in trouble. So who knows what the honk was from the school bus driver? But either way, the driver then pulled his car over, got out, and aggressively confronted the school bus driver. Maybe they were at a stoplight or something. He didn't say. Or maybe he followed the school bus. Ooh. The suspect identified as a 25-year-old man named Jared Dennis allegedly punched out one of the windows, causing it to break. School bus windows are not easy to break. They're intentionally not easy to break. So he must have just pounded that thing. Maybe he broke his hand. Let's hope. There were 22 students on the bus at the time. The road rager has been charged with menacing, criminal damaging, disorderly conduct, reckless operation of a motor vehicle, and parking a vehicle in the roadway. So there you go. There's your Ohio man.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, Edgeheads. Hi, Sharon. How you doing? Hey, Kimberly. How are you doing? Joel. That's funny. Hey, Rob. How you doing? Thanks for watching tonight. Hi, Lisa. I've not been to the Kentucky Derby. I've always wanted to go, but I've never gone. I used to go to River Downs when I was younger with my grandfather. He was a bookie and a gambler and loved the horses, but I've never been to the Derby. I think it'd be fun to at least go once. No, Zach, I got your joke. A panoramic photo. I got you. That was quality. I appreciated it. That's funny.
WHIO wants to put you on our payroll. It's the all-new WHIO payroll payout. Get on the WHIO payroll and win $1,000 of our money. Download the WHIO app or visit WHIO.com for full details. Now, back to America's most listened to talk lineup, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
It's that time again.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
It's showtime!
This is great. It's a nice break.
This guy Todd. Mondays through Friday.
Getting restless?
5 to 7.
All right, I'm listening. Let's start the show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Everybody knows that theme. Everybody knows that theme. Of course, that was the Simpsons theme. If you didn't know that theme. I bring it up because, and I got to be honest, I haven't watched a episode of The Simpsons in quite a while. I mean, I used to love that show, watched it all the time, and then it just kind of, I don't know, I just moved on to something else. I have Disney Plus, and it's on Disney, and you can watch them all. But I just haven't gone back and, watched any of the newer ones recently. But I guess this last episode, something happened that doesn't happen very often on The Simpsons. One of the characters died. And the executive producer, by the name of a guy by the name of Matt Selman, he posted on X the other day asking people, someone will die in this Sunday's all-new episode of The Simpsons. Who will breathe their last gasp? 7.7% guessed Homer. 12.2% guessed Bart. 5.5% guessed Marge. 74.6% guessed Larry the Silent Barfly. Well, of course it's going to be that guy, right? You're not going to kill off Homer. You're not going to kill off Marge. You're not going to kill off Bart. Though, remember Roseanne, that show, they killed off Dan, her husband, John Goodman. They killed off his character. They could do that to Homer. They did the same with All in the Family. Edith Bunker died. Now, I can't remember. I don't know that she died. I don't know that the actor died. So they killed. Yeah, I didn't think so. They just killed her off as a choice, right? That was bold. I mean, Homer has eaten enough fast food and fried food and beer and gravy and junk food. Well, that sounds good. All that stuff sounds kind of good. He would be one complete coronary, right? I mean, I could see it happening. They could give him the Dan Connor treatment. But I honestly, I wasn't familiar with Larry the Barfly. In the episode, Homer, Lenny, and Carl, I know those three. And of course, Moe, who owns Moe's. They're all drinking there at Moe's Tavern. And I guess just in the middle of a conversation or whatever, Larry the Barfly just suddenly drops his head right there on the bar. And he's out. He's gone. But yeah, it doesn't happen very often. I do know that Bart's teacher, they, I don't want to say killed her off, but the actress who voiced, her name was Edna. Crabapple? Something like that. I think it's Crabapple. Marcia Wallace was her name. She actually died. She died in real life. So they just decided at that point they were going to do away with the character. But I'm sure there were others that passed away. I vaguely remember the mob guy. He was the mob boss of Springfield. He died. I don't know how he died. I don't know if it was one of those Soprano endings. His name, Fat Tony was his name. I wonder, I can't remember how he died though. If it was, at a buffet or a bullet to the back of the head. And who knows? Scott in Liberty, Indiana. Hey, Scott.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What's shaking there in Liberty, Indiana?
I'm heading to camp, actually.
Okay.
Hey, on Roseanne, and they killed Dan off. How did he come back in the Connors?
I think didn't they spin it that it was a dream or something? I think that's what it was.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I think it was a deal where somehow it was a dream. It was like one of those weird Hollywood things. It was a dream sequence that Dan died off in the show, didn't want to do it anymore, I guess, or it wasn't getting paid enough money or whatever it was, and then they brought him back, and it was all a big dream sequence. And then Roseanne, had her meltdown on social media, and then she got booted from the show. I think, did they kill her off too, or did they just give her a bus ticket? You're breaking up, Scott. I appreciate your call, though, buddy. That's one of those weird Hollywood things, and you could do that with any show, and you could especially do that with The Simpsons, because it's The Simpsons, right? Those characters will live on forever. Warren in Centerville. Hey, Warren.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Show.
Thank you so much. Let me give you a little Casino Bell love there.
All right. Hey, I was watching an interview of Nancy Cartwright, who is the voice of Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
This goes back about 20, 25 years. By the way, she is from our area. I think she went to Alder High School.
Oh, she went to Kettering Fairmont East, I think. Yeah. She was actually just in the news this last week because she
interviewing her.
Yeah.
And she was talking about giving two kids on the elevator a thrill. One of them had on a Bart Simpson shirt.
Right.
And these were kids about 5 to 7, something like that. And she drew on her voice, "Hey, kid, cool shirt."
Right.
She said it just like Bart Simpson would have.
Sure.
And these kids about fell over.
Oh, of course.
And that was a cute show. Really was. I enjoyed it every time I watched it.
I appreciate your call, Warren. I actually have a clip. I played this the other day. What I was trying to tell Warren there, and I don't think he could really hear very well over the phone, that she was just in the news because she gave $100,000 to the Rosewood, I think, Art Center in Kettering. And I played this little clip, and this was her. I found this online. This was pretty good. This is Nancy Cartwright.
Your attention, please. Your attention, please. I have an announcement to make. I'm bored. Ha ha!
You think you're bored? What about all those poor suckers out there in the audience?
I should preface this. These are all the characters that she does. So not only Bart, but she does all these other characters.
Ah, yeah. They just keep praying that their category is next. Well, as long as they are praying, and while we're at it, I get to anoint their feet.
You keep your hands off me, you little twink, or I'll call the cops.
My daddy's a cop. His breath smells like cat food. And that, my friends, is how I make a living.
Yeah. $300,000 an episode. That is some pay for some voices. Roy in Salina. Hey, Roy.
How you doing, sir? Nice programs. I always like listening to you when I come through.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, wait a second. When you come through, are you a trucker?
Yes, sir. I sure am. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
You get the treatment.
Make a comment about old Bart Simpson. I used to watch that program years ago, but there was a program on there when they was all sitting around the kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad had everybody to bow his head, and he was thanking God for the food, right?
Yeah.
And Bart Simpson looked up and he said, real snotty looking, he said, "I don't know why you're thanking him right there. We bought it." And from that time on, I've watched that little kid as the last time I watched that program. I thought, boy, you ruined that whole show, man.
That was just a joke. It's a Bart Simpson joke.
I know it was just.
You're too sensitive, Roy. You're too sensitive. You're too sensitive.
Yeah.
He's just a little kid that just needs a good swap upside of the head. Yeah.
Need it on his backside.
All right, Roy. I appreciate your call. Have a safe trip out there.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I could tell you why that's happening, Captain Scurvy. Do you recall back when we were having all those issues with the board? They put in new equipment. Well, this is kind of like inside baseball, like what goes on in the room here. All the calls used to be routed through the board that I'm sitting in front of, and I could make them louder, or I could make them lower. I could hang up on them. I could pot them down, But this board and the new board are not compatible. They're going to get a new board in here, but all the phone calls are now coming through the master control board, so I can't control the volume or anything. So I'm at the mercy of of them. They can't hear me, which is just the way it is. But what are you going to do? I pulled something in my calf today. Walking to the parking lot, all of a sudden I just feel this pull right in my calf. And boy, is it sore. Yeah. Sometimes their voices are so, bassy and powerful that guy, he's got like this voice like this, blah, 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 and it's hard to get through. I thought that was hysterical. Though I would have liked to have seen Pete get attacked by the horde of ghosts.
An arrest is made in a deadly hit and run. Of the latest at 6:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Shout out to Jeff, Edgehead Jeff. He sent me a message with a link to a list of Simpsons characters who have died. We mentioned Larry the Barfly. He just died this past Sunday. Then there was Bleedy Gums Murphy, who was a jazz musician. Maud Flanders, that's Ned's wife. Mona Simpson, Homer's mom. We mentioned Edna Crabapple, Bart's teacher. Fat Tony, I mentioned. He was the Springfield mob boss. I still want to know. I guess I'll Google real quick during the news and see how he died. I want to know if it was because he's Fat Tony. I mean, could have been he choked on a hoagie or something, right? Or he got whacked. And then Rabbi Hyman Krustovsky. I wonder if he's related to Krusty the Clown. Yeah, Dad? That's his dad? David, my producer tonight, he is on point with his Simpson knowledge. Then Dr. Marvin Monroe, he was the Simpsons therapist, family therapist. That didn't work out well, did it? And then the original Snowball, the Simpsons cat. So there you go. Thank you, Jeff, for that. Maybe there's more. I don't know where he got this or, But let's see. We got Dean and Troy. Hey, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to comment on the kid that stopped the bus. You're wondering how you get it stopped so easy.
Well, I don't know if it was easy, but I mean, he got it stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most buses have air brakes. Right by your right hand, there's the lever. You pull it, it'll stop the bus immediately.
Oh, wow. I don't know if he knew that, though, because he said he kind of had to, turn it against the curb and it was kind of going down the road. But, well, maybe he knows now. Next time it happens, hit the air brake. Okay.
And that's emergency stop on most buses have air brakes, and that stops how you stop big trucks, semis.
Okay.
5-year-old kid been in a truck for years, playing around his dad's farm truck.
Okay. Thanks, Dean. I appreciate it. Take care, man. Kelly in New Knoxville. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Todd.
Hey.
Just in a rebuttal to that guy that was upset with Bart, it was an episode in the early 90s where Bart was really behind on his homework, and he prayed to God that school would get closed, and it snowed.
Right. I remember that.
And Bart was like, God is great to me, and da-da-da-da. So, he did have a relationship with him. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little kid, too. Right? I mean, if you're going to stop watching a show because what some little 8-year-old kid says, I mean, come on, man. Good Lord. All right. Thanks,
cool,
Kelly.
man, thanks.
Hey, wait, before you go, do you have any idea how Fat Tony died?
No, I don't. I've been racking my brain because my brother and I watched this forever.
Yeah. I just don't know. I mean, it's probably a quick, easy Google. I just couldn't think of it offhand, but I'd love to know if it was sort of the Soprano-esque kind of thing, where, the screen goes black and Fat Tony is taken out, or if it's choking on a chicken wing or something, Hey,
either way, I think we got to go with the Soprano type. I think so.
No, exactly. That's what the writers of The Simpsons would do. They would sort of, skewer that a little bit. I don't think they'd have him choke on food. That would be not a great ending for a mob boss for sure. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate your call. The WHIO payroll payback. Why do I keep saying payback? I know what it is. I work here. I'm the promotions guy. I know what it is. The WHIO payroll payout is back Monday morning at 8 a.m. You could win $1,000.
What am I listening to?
Lordy.
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
John, you should do that and then turn around and sell them on eBay. Or one of those weird websites where people buy smelly panties and socks. Yeah, that's funny that Mr. Burns is still alive. And you're right. He's probably like 120, 130 years old. He's probably close to 100 when the show started. Virginia. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Oh, Fat Tony had a heart attack? Oh, come on, man. I love a good tricorn. Ugh.
Hey everyone, it's
the all-new WHIO payroll payout.
Money for nothing.
Get on the WHIO payroll and win $1,000 of our money. Download the WHIO app or visit WHIO.com for full details. Now, back to America's most listened to talk lineup, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right? The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now who'd like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. The live stream is up and running on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All right, so we've been talking about Larry the Barfly dying on The Simpsons this past Sunday. Many people shocked, saddened. I couldn't pick him out of the lineup, but he died, and there aren't a lot of characters that die on that show. We were talking about Fat Tony, how he died. He was the mob boss in Springfield, and I guess Fat Tony and Homer somehow had a connection. So I did a quick search, quick Google. It says in season 22, Donnie Fatso Fat Tony dies of a heart attack. Now, see, that just seems like a cop-out to me. I feel like if it's The Simpsons and you're a mob boss, you got to get whacked somehow or bite it in some weird way. However, the character is revived, not like brought back to life, but they rebooted, I guess, the character when his cousin Fit Tony takes over his job, but then gains weight and is then given the name Fat Tony. So it's a different Fat Tony. Same name, different Fat Tony. So that's how Fat Tony died. Little disappointing. Here's something else, and I got this message. This is from Rick. He sent this to me on Instagram, which, by the way, you can reach me on Instagram and Facebook or Messenger. Hey, Todd, my name is Rick. You were speaking about Eastwood Lake and cars that are in there. Yeah, the Eastwood Lake over there, Route 4, Wright Brothers Parkway. You know what I'm talking about. I'd love to know. I think it'd be interesting to take one of those underwater cameras and go down into Eastwood Lake and see what's there. Because I remember hearing stories about people doing that at Caesars Creek Lake, because Caesars Creek Lake is a man-made lake and it was a huge valley. And I guess there were homes that were down there and like a little community or whatever. And they said, well, you folks got to go. We're going to flood this place and turn it into a water skiing lake. Woohoo! But I thought it'd be interesting to go down and see what's down at the bottom of Eastwood Lake. Well, Rick says that in the last year, there were 2 cars taken out and that there are still at least 2 more down there and a small boat. And here's where it gets interesting. Rick says, if you would like to go, I will meet you there and show it all to you. I fish there a lot and I'm only about a mile away. All right. Well, I have an invitation to go check out Eastwood Lake with a guy. That's all right. But I think that would be kind of interesting. I when we were talking about this, I just have this dream of trying to create a legend that there's some sort of lake monster there, like Loch Ness and Champ. I'd like to have some sort of Eastwood Lake monster. And I thought we could come up with some sort of floating raft that looks like a monster, and people would see it along the road when they were passing through, and like, oh my God, there's a monster in the lake. Cowboy Jim in Brookville, what's up, Cowboy Jim?
Hey, little spoiler alert, Todd.
Okay.
Young Sheldon.
Yes.
Last season, final season.
Yes.
And if you remember the Big Bang, he talked about his father dying.
That is right. That is right. And I'd be curious to know, because here's the thing. He does talk about that, but I don't know if in the Big Bang that he mentioned like exactly when he died. Like if he died while he was still at home or when he went to college or if it was after.
Yeah.
So,
and,
the
other thing about Caesars Creek, that little town is on the north side of 73. Burlington, and apparently you can still see remnants of the buildings.
I've heard heard people, and I don't know if there's any truth to it because people just talk, that there have been divers that have gone down into the houses and they have found like china and glasses and home supplies and stuff like that plastic stuff that isn't gonna. But
one time I was down there in my 12-foot kayak, and a gentleman walked up to me and he says, "How much does that weigh?" And I says, "Well, they weigh about 60 pounds." He says, "There's walleye in this lake that weigh more than your boat."
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was there one time when a guy hooked into one, and the park rangers were there in their boat, and they went rushing over there. And the guy they thought somebody fell in the water. He was on the other side from the boat landing, on the other side of the lake. And no, he'd hooked into one of these big monsters. And boy, he thought he had a state record or a world record or whatever. But then they weighed it, and it was 70 some pounds. And the sad thing was anything over, I think, 50 pounds has to stay in the lake. So they cut his line and released it.
Really? If it's over a certain weight, you have to throw it back?
Yeah. You can have an expert check on it, but that's what this guy told me about 10, 15 years ago.
Interesting.
And the bass fishermen, supposedly, if they catch a walleye, they'll cut it and throw it back in because the walleye feed on the bass.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess all that makes sense then.
And Pioneer Village, right?
Yeah, I've heard of that place. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the log cabins that were down in the valley that they brought up before they.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've been by there. I haven't gone in, but we've driven down there before.
Yeah,
seen that.
And the same way with Brookville Lake, the little town is called Dunlapsville.
Okay.
And they have a group of cabins that they brought up from out of there, out of the valley before they flooded it.
Gotcha. All right, Cowboy Jim, I appreciate your call, buddy. That line's open, 937-457-1290. We have a couple of Florida men.
Florida man shines with every single crime, stupefying and delicious. Some might even think fictitious. Florida man is always ambitious.
Shout out to Java Monster, who's watching on Twitch. We don't get a lot of viewers on Twitch, but he's watching. So thank you for that. Yeah, we got a couple of Florida man stories. The first one, this is just, you remember a couple of years ago, maybe it was the first part of last year, of two guys. I guess they were, I don't know if they were collecting metal for recycling or copper or something. And there was a disagreement over money. And one of the men ended up killing the other for like $8. It was like $8. And I can't remember if he was shot. I know at one point he was run over, the man who died, but that guy got arrested and was charged, and I'm sure he was convicted. I don't remember exactly the timeline, but this is the same deal. This is crazy. Cops in Miami say a 36-year-old man was arrested last Friday after killing his roommate during a dispute over $1. One measly dollar. Cops say they responded to the apartment building after receiving a call about a possible fight between roommates. When they arrived, they found the suspect outside the building and laying on the sidewalk with blood all over his gray hoodie. The suspect gave the cops his apartment unit number, and they went to investigate. They found the roommate unresponsive and on his knees leaning on a couch. Cops say the victim appeared to have had suffered blunt force trauma to the face. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Cops said the suspect waived his Miranda rights, told detectives that he became enraged with the victim when he would not give him $1. $1. Man, the man admitted that a struggle ensued and that the victim asked him to stop at one point because he was going to kill him. So this Florida man was arrested for second-degree murder. And our second Florida man story, not as dark, but yeah. Cops say a Lakeport, Florida man is facing charges for theft of a boat and a John Deere Gator utility vehicle. Through the investigation, cops honed in on a male suspect after the boat was recovered several days later. They were watching his house when they saw someone come out of the dwelling that first appeared to be a woman in a dress, sweater, blonde hair, and big chunky white glasses. And I saw a picture. Okay, I could see it. However, it turns out that miss was a mister. In fact, it was the suspect attempting to disguise himself as a woman. I'm not sure what gave him away. Maybe it was the walk. Maybe it was the talk. I don't know. Or the 5 o'clock shadow or hairy legs. But anymore, can you really tell? It's sometimes hard to tell, isn't it? 937-457-1290. Kevin in Beaver Creek. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. So what's up?
I have some insight for you about that little town that is underwater.
Okay.
And I'm about 10 years older than you and also from Beaver Creek, at least growing up. And
okay, cool.
Graduated from Beaver Creek.
Yes, you're a fellow Beaver.
I had a cousin that lived not. Yes. So I have a cousin that lived close. And this is just some trivia for you. That town is New Burlington. And it was the first little village or gathering of homes going south on State Route 380 out of Xenia.
Oh.
So 380 is Detroit Street in Xenia,
Right.
and 380 was the only major road that went through that little town.
Interesting. How many? I wonder how
town,
many families were there that they had to. Wonder how many families had to skedaddle.
There was not a bunch. There were businesses. Now, we'll tell you about the businesses if you'd like to hear it.
Well, we're really short on time, but
Sure.
But okay. Well,
there were three businesses. I'll blurt it out. There was Collett's Hardware. They were still in the propane business. There was Ron's Meat Market and McClure's Garage.
Wow. Okay.
Which was basically a repair area.
Gotcha.
The area code there was 488. I mean, the area code was 513. The local exchange was 488.
Okay. Well, you seem to know a lot about this, Kevin. That's great trivia.
Down there, as I said, yeah, down there.
Family there. Okay.
I can still picture it in my mind.
I got you. All right. Well, very good. I appreciate your call, Kevin. Thanks for calling. Call anytime. That line's open, 937-457-1290. The WHIO, what is going on today? The WHIO payroll payout is back Monday morning, 8 a.m. You could win $1,000, so be listening.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at evening@Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
No, Kelly, I know that there were people living there and they had to leave, but it's just kind of interesting. Imagine having that conversation with people in the town. Y'all have to move. We're putting in a lake. Maybe Captain Scurvy. I would have thought you had those in your collection.
Again, but a chance at some storms. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst at 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
This is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Every Friday night, we open up the phones for fishing talk. We got Tom in Huber Heights wants to talk about the walleye in Caesars Creek. What's going on, Tom?
Hey, Todd, this is Tom.
Yes.
The previous caller mentioned 50 to 60-pound walleye. That ain't happening. They got saugeye in Cedars Creek, and maybe 20 pounds max. That would be a world record. That's number one.
Okay.
So that ain't happening. And number two, Eastwood Lake, along Route 4, I fish it a lot, and I have sonar and bottom finding imaging.
Yes.
And there are some older cars from the 50s and 60s
Wow.
there. I fish because the fish hang around them.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something interesting at Eastwood. And number 3, Richard Simmons hurt my feelings.
Hurt your feelings. I got you, Tom. I appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. Hurt his feelings. Tom calls from time to time to remind us of how his encounter with Richard Simmons left him sad and sorrowful. So, yes, his feelings were hurt. Well, have a terrific weekend. It's going to be hot in the 80s. Beautiful summer dress weather for the ladies, but it's also going to be breezy. So be aware of that combination. Just helping you out. Have a terrific night, and I will see you on Monday just after 5. Don't forget, you can get the podcast at eveningedgetodd.com or all your favorite podcast platforms. And you can always watch the show back on Facebook. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.